Alright, good morning, it's John McLaughlin. It's 6 a.m. as you can tell. It's 6 a.m. And we're doing the Crossfire strategy. So we're just getting the pairs on the chart. So we've got, starting off with the Euro AUD. There we go. Euro AUD. We've got the Euro AUD. GBP AUD, and the last one is GBP NZD. Okay, Euro AUD, Euro Australian, Euro New Zealand, the British Pound Australian, and the British Pound New Zealand. Okay, right, let's put all those on the 15-minute. And just the same, exactly the same sort of thing, same sort of setup as we do at the 1 p.m. Okay, and put the line on there, put your two trend lines on, and we'll wait for 6:15. There we go. So 15-minute, and we'll take off all this previous imbalance as well, because all this has been mitigated since, and all these different areas of interest that we put on before, we'll take those off. Again, it's just nice. We'll take off our straightforward. There we go. Look, that's much cleaner. That's much cleaner. Right. So Euro NZD. Take that one off, and we'll put our one of 15 minutes. We'll put our lines on. 6 a.m. It's just gone 6:15, so we'll put these trend lines on, and we'll put them in place. Again, just the same, in the same way that we do the 1 p.m. So we're looking for the higher high next to the 6 a.m. candle, which is just next to here. We'll put a magnet tool on, and you can see that's just, it's slightly. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on this one. It could just be a little bit to the same. This one all the way down onto the top of that wick, just here, and the lower low is the one next to it. That's a bit more obvious, and we'll go just to there. Okay, that's us. Right, 15-minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes please, and that's that. Okay, that's that one ready. Let's have a look at the Euro AUD. We'll just go back to this one. Put our magnet tool on. Looking for the higher high, which is the one straight next to it. Straight left. Magnet tool is on. The lower low is this one here. No, it's not. No, it's not. Right, we'll go, the lower low will go with this green candle here. This is a bit more significant. So just come into the underneath the bottom of the wick on that candle, and the top of the candle at the 6 a.m. That's us. 2 minutes. Okay, right. GBP AUD. Minutes. Right, 6 a.m. candle. And the higher high next to this one is the one straight next to it. Put our magnet tool on there, and the lower low is the green candle, this one here. Put him on there. That is going to go to the bottom of the 6 AM wick. See, it's a bit of a doji candle, that one, and the top of the wick of the 6 AM. Okay, 15 minute, 2 minutes, and the last one is GBP NZD. Go to the 15 minute. Put it on the 6 AM candle. Put the trend lines. Right, so the higher high for this one is, there isn't one because that's the start of the session. So I'll put that one on there, and we'll just put it level. So we'll click on it, hit shift, and that makes it level. That's it. And the lower low is this red candle here, just there. And I'll put that to the bottom there. Okay, there we go. 2 minutes. Right, so let's look at any previous areas of interest. We've got this area up here. Is this imbalance from before? Lots of previous imbalance, lots of mess on this chart. All right, let's take off. So I've just got these areas of interest that I'm just going to take off from previously. We've got imbalance here, which looks like it's still relevant. See how it just top there? I know it's difficult to see sometimes, but that's quite interesting. That's still relevant. This area of interest is still relevant. This is imbalance from previously. Yeah, they're still. That's just still active. This imbalance here. And what I'm actually looking at is this area here. That was imbalanced before. No, that's been taken out. That's gone. We'll take that away. And we'll take that away as well. Oh, 2 minute. Okay. Right, so let's go from the top. So Euro odd. Let's just have a look at some areas of imbalance that might be relevant. So there's nothing really here. So have a quick look at the 15. So now you can see, look at it, it's imbalance here, loads of it. So this is previous areas of imbalance which has been, that's been taken out. However, we've got stacks. stacks of E, look. So let's put this on. So from that candle, we'll go across to there, okay, to there. I'm going to put it on fairly quick because I don't want to spend loads of time explaining imbalance, because it's just more important to start looking at price action. And let's just put our there we go, imbalance on there. We've got imbalance up here, haven't we? Yeah. Tiniest bit there as well, but only really a tiny amount. But it's still imbalanced, and it's still. I'm going to take this area of interest off as well, so it just cleans up the chart a tiny bit. That's a bit better. It's a bit better. Right, and we'll put that back on the 2 minute. So again, with this strategy, looking for price to go above the green trend line for buys and below the red trend line for sells, along with lots of other information. So we'll put our straightforward Forex back on, and we'll just kind of wait. Let's just have a quick look at the news. So my FX book and my Forex factory, I like those two. In fact, my FX book is good. Okay, so 7 o'clock, we've got high impact news on the pound. In fact, look, we've got a lot of news on the pound coming up at 7 p.m., 7 a.m. Okay, and then the next news after that is sort of 10 o'clock with the euro. But we're going to see some significant moves on the pound, so we'll just wait for that as well. Interesting. Right, so Euro NZD. Let's go and have a quick look at our imbalance on here. I see there's been quite a good push up. So again, previous areas of imbalance, we'll take these out. The little blue line, again, this is just areas of interest. Okay, so areas of imbalance we've got, it's very similar to the last one. So there. And that's about it, really. Oh, a little bit there. Anything down here? A little bit there, look. Right, okay, anything else on that? I don't think so. Looks pretty good. Okay, so there's our imbalance. We'll go and put it back on the 2 minutes. We'll go and put our straightforward Forex indicator back on. Okay, so that's pretty much that set up right now. So then currently, where are we in terms of the strategy? Well, we're in no man's land. Okay, we're kind of in between the trend line here and this trend line here. Okay, so price won't do much in this area, and you don't really want to be taking trades until price breaks out significantly of this trend line or breaks to the downside. Okay, but yeah, given the fact that we've got 7 AM news, price may well just meander until then. So we'll just see, because obviously it's GBP news, but depending on whether the news is favourable or not will depend on the price of the euro. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. So we'll just wait. Just going to wait and see. Ooh, first coffee of the day. Right, what have we got here? We've got a slight. When you're in this position, okay, talking about being able to put the trend lines on the right way or having confidence in the strategy. Here we've got the price respecting the trend line. Okay, so obviously that's where we put it on. It's wicked to there. Okay, it's pushed through, it's bounced off, and it's come back. Okay, it's broken through, and it's bouncing on this trend line. So currently, it's acting as support, or it's acting as resistance rather for this sell. Okay, so we just got to wait. Now you can see from there, 7 o'clock is our news. So really want to be sort of staying out. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I really should go to bed earlier when I do early morning trading. But the good news is I can take some trades and maybe get back to bed. Maybe. Okay, so same thing here, kind of no man's land. You've got your buy trend line here and your sell trend line there. It's neither above nor below, so it's in the middle, so it's called dead man's land or no man's land. If we look at the WAD Arata, okay, that's telling us there's not really much happening. We are slightly above the dead zone. This explosion line is above the dead zone. However, look at the volume is kind of minimal, and generally, there may well be minimal movement up until this news. You get this sideways rotation. You might get little pulls one way or the other to kind of tempt people into their trades to put stop losses on. But when it gets to the news, what you'll get a stop hunt, as we call it. Okay, so the banks and the financial institutions, they will just go out looking for stop losses, and for them that's their time to get in. Let's get in. Let's take out all these people's stop losses, and liquidate the markets. Okay, and they can then push the market in the direction that they want to. So we've got to be careful. You never want to be drawn into doing anything before significant news, because the news is there for the banks to manipulate behind. They can't overtly manipulate the markets, but they do it, and they go, well, it wasn't us, it was the news. And look at all this news going on. There's all kinds of things going on today. So where you get high impact news, treat it very cautiously. Where you get a number of different news at low impact, again, be cautious. Always be cautious. And this is quite a significant day today. So let's go and have a look at GBP AUD, GBP NZD. Let me look at that. It's almost kind of similar. Yeah. Let's just take off these areas of interest, and areas of interest for me are just previous areas where price or where price was clustered, if you like. So look at that, it's almost the same. Okay, and if you look, in fact, let's put it on this as an example. So if we went to there, if I go back a little bit further, take off that. So price respected the price, it respected it there, respected it here. Okay, it respected it there, it kind of respected it there. So again, they're significant price areas. So when you go in for a trade, when you're in a trade, or when you're looking at a trade, what I tend to do is I go, okay, well, there's a trade, it's a nice setup, but where may price go? Okay, and if you start putting these areas of interest on, you can start to really read the charts and kind of decipher for yourself whether a move has got enough volume in it to make it a successful trade. Okay, when you take into consideration broker spread and your stop loss, and with this particular strategy, we're looking at taking 2%. Okay, you want a 1 to 2 risk to reward strategy, and if you think about that, if you then want to go from where you are now to getting a funded account, and that's kind of really what you want to be doing is doing some research on the right company for you, and a lot of these companies, they want people who know about risk management and how to do it. And if you're getting in a trade and your risk to reward is 1%, okay, you're only risking 1% to get 2%, and those 2% over the week, over the month, they add up. And where else could you get a 2% return? That's just very conservatively 2% return. 2% on one return. 2% on one pair. Okay, we're currently trading 4 pairs twice a day, and I'm not saying you should max out, because with this strategy, you get into one pair, you do your 1 to 2 ratio, you win one, then you really want to reconsider whether you get into anything else, because it could quickly go the other way. So sometimes you've got your 2% for the trading session, and you go great, and you walk away, and you come back at 1 o'clock, and you can do the same thing. Okay, but be conservative. That what bites traders is when they go, but I've got 4 pairs, and I've got the potential to get more pips, and I can get more money and more profit, and oh dear, I've just lost my account. So you got to be really careful. So now look, we've got pound AUD. Okay, it's starting to push out. Okay, now are we interested in this? No, because for me it's too close to the 7 o'clock, significant area, and we might be getting little fake outs. Okay, just the banks going, let's just tease people into thinking that it's going to go above. Okay, and then when it gets to the news, what we'll do, we'll push up, and we'll keep pushing up gently, gradually pushing up. Okay, then when we get to the news, we'll go bang, and we'll take out everyone's stop losses, and then we'll go bang in the other direction, and then we'll cash out and get our Christmas bonuses. So yeah, just sit on your hands in this sort of situation. Right, so look at GBP, NZD, similar situation. We're not even above our green trend line, and the next area, if we ignore the news and we look at this and we go and we're considering buys, first of all we want the price to go above the green trend line, and then we want some clear air. And remember, this is an area of imbalance. Okay, and where you get the entry, the bottom of the imbalance on a buy moving up can act as resistance. Okay, so it can bob around this area before potentially going up. And when it goes up, again, it's nice because the market has to take out this imbalance at some point. We don't know when. Okay, but usually when it breaks through, then it can make a nice move to the upside. But then by the same token, the top of the imbalance can also act as resistance before it breaks through. Okay, so these are the sort of things you just want to be looking at. So let me just go back to the 15, have a quick look at this imbalance just to see if it is actually still relevant. Yeah, that's where we put it on. In fact, let me just zoom into this. That's where I put it on. Okay, and yeah, it still looks like it's relevant still. I'm going to put that a bit more accurately. That's a bit better. Yep, that's it. So you can see why I like my my wording on the imbalance, because literally at a glance I can just tell. I can tell what it is. There we go. So I'll just take that to there. Okay. And again, imbalance here. This looks like it's still relevant. Been taken out a little bit there. Is that? Yeah. So this is earlier. So this is previous. Let me just check this. Yeah, so it's kind of taken a little bit of it out. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll push this up to that higher wick, just there. But it is still relevant. Okay, and this one, whenever this one was put on, has been mitigated. So we'll get rid of that. Good. Again, as far as this pair goes, we're still in no man's land. And we probably will be until the news. So like this sideways rotation, and if you look at the WAD hour, okay, the WAD hour out of the histogram is telling us pretty much there's hardly any volume going on, and you can tell by the small body of the candles just tells us there's nothing really happening. There's no volume in the market, you know. And when you get sideways rotation, again, this is the banks just getting ready. Okay, it's like pulling the arrow back in the bow. They're getting ready to fire it at people like us, at the retail traders, the people that have got stop losses at the ready. Okay, so this is above the line. This is Euro Australian. It's above the green trend line, but the same situation. We've got sideways rotation, very little volume, and I can tell you that there'll be a move at 7 o'clock. So if we put this on here, I'll just put the vertical line 7 o'clock, and I just have a little template that says high news. Okay, so again, just as a visual, just tells me what's going on. Euro NZD, I think we look just I'll just do the same for that. GBP odd. We just have a look at this. This is imbalanced, but it's a long time ago. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's well been taken out, which is the official term. Well been taken out, and this has been taken out as well. We'll get rid of that, and all this below here. We'll take out these areas of interest. As I said, some people, got a friend of mine who keeps the imbalance lines on all the time, and they are still relevant, but it does clutter up your chart, and you don't really want that. Has that been taken out? Pretty much. Well, it's still there. Okay, so yeah, technically we can leave it on, and we will slightly. If we can actually find the I think we'll just take all that off. I mentioned about those fake outs that sometimes happen. It looks like that's what's happening now. Okay. So this is the tease, look. Teasing people to go, oh, I've got to get in because price is going to go up. Okay. And again, this is the banks trying to draw people in readiness for this news. Okay. And price may well even go a little bit higher, but I doubt it's going to go much higher than this high here. Okay. You can see how it pushed up and then it came back to this area. Okay. You've got to be really careful of this. You've got to be really mindful of what this manipulation means. It may well come up to this area here. Okay. Again, 6:45. We've got 15 minutes, and I can guarantee there's going to be people who are in a buy trade. Okay, they've got stop losses down here. Okay, now let's do this as an experiment. Here's where I would put my stop loss. If I was in this trade right now, here's what I would do. Okay, I'll go long, and there's going to be people who go long. Obviously, you won't be in now because it's too far away. But your stop loss would be here. Okay, that would be below this area. Okay, so you're probably down just below this area here. So somewhere around there. So the bottom of this engulfing candle below these trend lines into this area of safety, and then we'll go looking potentially for a 1 to 2. Now obviously we're not going to do this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on because this is where a lot of people are right now in terms of taking a trade. So when we get to this area of the news, we're going to see price potentially, I'm not going to predict anything, but price is going to meander around here, tempt people in. So when they get to the news, and price will come down below here. Okay, so this is what's happening. Okay, tempt. Okay, gets to the news, it'll come boom like that. Okay, and then it'll go back to the upside. Okay, so let's take that off. So you have a similar situation, GBP, NZD. There you go, look. Go on, children. Get the cookies. Get the cookies. You can go in for the buy, it's okay. Everything's safe. Until you get there and it goes bang, straight down. Now you can see here that price went above the trend line, okay? And now you can see this area of imbalance is acting as resistance, okay? So again, significant areas. Okay, price needs to be taken out. Okay, and I won't say guarantee, but you know, the kind of price action you want to be mindful of, okay, is this very similar to what I've just said. Okay, gets to the news, it's going to push it all the way down, take out people's stop losses around here, and then it's going to go up potentially and take out this imbalance. And again, it's all potential. We don't know. We can't predict anything. But looking at the setup and looking at what we've got on the chart, that is kind of telling me that this is what could happen. It could happen. Okay, but if you don't have your lines on, if you don't have your imbalance on, then where are you? Okay, we've got we've got areas down here of the moving average. We've got areas up here. If you don't put these areas on, you're not going to know. Right, we're 6:48 in the morning, and we've got 11 minutes before the news comes in. So look at Euro AUD. Euro AUD, very similar, doing similar things, going up to these higher highs. Probably unlikely it's going to get any higher than the higher highs. And in terms of a movement, okay, so if we were in this trade, okay, 12, 13 pips in there, but again, we don't want to be risking getting into a trade before the news comes in. Yeah, possibly because we're just gambling. I don't like this at all. So in terms of our in terms of the strategy, we're above the green trend line. Okay, the PSAR, the parabolic stop and reverse, is way down here. Okay, and it's a good distance away from the body. The volume is saying to us, yeah, look at that. Look, the explosion line is moving away from the dead zone, and it's a strong buy position. We've also got a nice green looking wave on there, and also moving averages are in order. Okay, the 5, the 13, the 62, and the 200. Okay, but this area here, I didn't like it. Didn't like this push. Okay, it's just telling me that there's going to be a movement at some point when this high impact news comes in. And yeah, we could look at that, and we could be saying, oh, hang on a minute, you missed out on all these pips. Okay, but you've also avoided a loss. Okay, because I'm just seeing this as a fake out. And when you're trading, always side on the air of caution and be pessimistic. It's always good to be optimistic, but at the end of the day, if you give your emotions to the market, then it can just take it from you. Okay, the market has no emotion, so neither do you want to. Okay. So sort of situation there, price is breaking out, okay, tempting people to get in, tempting people before the news kicks in, right? And when the news does kick in 9 minutes, we'll tell, okay? So the situation we would be in with this is we've got an engulfing candle there. Okay, we've got a very small indecision candle, and then we've got this big price move. Okay, and the reason I don't want to get in is because I don't like this price move. As I said before, it's a fake out. It's a dangly carrot. Okay, so we would have waited under normal circumstances for price to get above, get that clear air, and then potentially we could have got in around here using this strategy, and without the news being in existence, we could go, okay, let's potentially take a trade now to the upside. But with news, we're just going to wait. GBP NZD, excuse me, very similar situation. We've got say the news is here, so only a few minutes away. Price is pushed above, but like I said, I think what's going to happen is price is going to go down to about here pretty much straight away, and then come back to this level and continue to the upside. Now what do you do after the news? Okay, well, once the news has kicked in, like I said, it's a bit like somebody going into a room, okay, and flamethrowing the whole room, and the whole room's on fire. Okay, what do? Do you rush in? Okay, do you rush in and risk getting burnt? No, of course you don't. Okay, you wait until the flames die down, and then you assess it very carefully. Okay, and like I say, after a fire, what happens? Okay, things burn down, floors give way, ceilings give way, you get caught. Okay, so you've got to be real careful. And right now, where we are, is we've gone into the room, and there's the guy in there with the flamethrower. Okay, with his finger on the trigger, and we don't know what's going to happen. Okay, and that for 6:54 in the morning on a what, I don't know what day it is, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's a pretty scary analogy. So any questions, please let me know. So you're at odd, similar situation, price kind of meandering, or price meandering after this kind of slight fake out. High news just a few minutes away. Euro NZD, similar situation. Pound Australian, similar. Pound New Zealand, almost identical. Okay. So I want to go onto the Pound Australian at the news just to see where that price action goes, or where that price goes to. What I'll do, I'll just put a little indicator on there just to show us. Again, look at that. Now our eye doesn't have to go back down to look at that, to look at the news. We can just keep everything on here. It makes it a lot easier. Again, I'm quite a visual person. I like to see things on the charts. That's why I put these on. So looking at the actual strategy, you've seen that price, we want to go above the green for a buy or potential buy, but here we've got price that made a nice shift, made a nice move up, and also we've got a nice dark green colour on the Wadarata, so that's sort of telling us it's fairly strong. It's moving away and upwards in that direction, away from the dead zone. This is the explosion line. So initially we'll be going, okay, when do we get into this for a buy? Okay, and I would wait for the next candle, because the candle is still straddling this line. It's still kind of dragging its feet. Okay, so you would then wait until the next one. Okay, bearing in mind the next one is a doji candle, which means indecision. So a big wick, small body. Okay, and the indecision has continued all the way to kind of where we are now, before price is moving back. So again, we look at price action, and essentially we're just going, okay, what's happening? Are we getting in? No, we're not. Okay, so peace hour is below, peace hour is green, and there's a distance away from there, but now you can see the distance is getting less. Okay, because price is reversing. So are we in a situation where people have got in this for a buy, and now they're going, oh, hang on, no, I think I got in a bit too early. I'm going to sell, and now the sellers starting to take over. Yeah, you just stay out. Just stay out when it's high impact news. Just stay out of things. Right, 6:58. Getting tantalisingly close to this news. Let's see what we've got else. Yeah, similar situation for GBP AUD. Euro NZD, again similar situation. You're going to find significant moves on all these pairs at 7. Similar situation again for Euro AUD. You know, when I first started trading, I used to say to my coaches, okay, well, why didn't you get in there? Because have you not missed out on all these pips? Okay, so I'd be saying things like, you know, you just missed out on like 19 pips. And yeah, you could do that if you were a gambling man. Okay, you could just gamble your money and just see what's going to happen. Okay, twitchy bum time. So right, so let's go back onto GBP AUD. Let's find out what's going to happen on the news. So just a few seconds away. There we go, look at that. Straight on the hour. And we're moving down. And we're going to move down to those areas. That's exactly where I said it would go. Just there. Okay. Just a little bit further down. So they've taken out all those stop losses. Okay. And they might be looking and thinking, well, are we taking out enough? Should we take out some more? Okay. So you can see where it's gone to is the area that I would say the area of interest. Okay. To there. Right. Classic manipulation move. Fully predicted, fully expected, no surprises. We're not in a trade. We're not in this buy trade going, please come up to that, take profit. Because we've just been taken out, and that's exactly what they want. And you'll probably find that price will now, well, it'll take a little while for price to settle down, and then price will recover, and then we'll see where we are. We'll just settle down. But right now, in my wonderful 6 AM analogy, the room is on fire. People, don't go in. Just shut your doors and windows. Call the fire brigade. Alright, GBP USD, similar situation there, no surprises. Let's have a look at Euro NZD. So it came down, price went up, that's kind of interesting. PSAR currently, it should have flipped, yeah, it's flipped. Okay, so we'll just give that a few minutes and find out what's going to go on. Let's say at the same time, we're still dragging its feet on the trend line. So price isn't really where we want to be. If it does, I'll say if it breaks a little bit, if it breaks from there, we've now got clear air, quite a nice bit of clear air as well. So we're looking potentially a move to the upside could be on the cards. Okay, and if there is a move to the upside on this one, from where we are now, we've got 31 pips to this pivot line. Okay, remember the pivot line, areas of support and resistance, and it could well reach it, but again we've just got to sit tight and see what price action is going to do. All right, and from here again similar kind of situation on Euro Australian. So there could be a nice move to the upside on there. If we look at any sort of previous highs, previous lows, We've got a previous high up here. Okay. So these are your previous highs. Now again, talking conservatively, what point of interest have we got? Okay, well this area here, this is optimistic. Okay, where might price go? This is too optimistic. Okay, so this is a decent area, but we've got more hits around here, and certainly it's a little bit more optimistic there, because I'm looking at this touch, all these touches, all this and all this. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at that for areas of interest. So if we were to get into this trade, okay, then what have we got to play with? Around 6 pips or so. Okay, and then from there we've got the higher highs, and then we've got the pivot. Okay, so it's potential, that one. Potential. The thing is, what we look at is if I went to a long on this. Okay, so if we went to a long on there, our stop loss just below here. Okay, probably just below there on the engulfing, because this is, again, this is a manipulatory candle, because it was done at the time of the news, so not the best trade, and we're not going to get in this, but just if we were, okay, we're looking for a 1 to 2. Okay, in fact, let me just hit the shift key and bring that over to there. All right, so that's what we do potentially if we were looking for a trade, but I don't like this big move, and I don't like this big move. Okay, it may well retrace and come back up to the upside, but we'll see. We'll leave that on for now. This one, again, yeah, we just said about that. Potential move to the upside to this pivot, and any sort of areas of interest. Again, it's going to be the same as. That's quite a way away. Let's leave that. Right, let's go back to our favourites. Okay, there we go. Look. So, still, the flames are still going, and it's just come back to where it was originally. I'm going to take this off because that was just for illustration purposes. So in terms of where we are now, okay, P-SAR is at the top, price is pushing down, histogram is telling us thumbs up for a potential sell. We're past our trend line, and we're into this clear air. So we're down into sort of, see, look at all this interest, area of interest here. Okay, so conservatively taking it, there we go. So I've touched there, so I've touched it here to the pip on there. Okay, touched it here down to the wicks there, and you can see when you put a line on, you can see, oh yeah, that's quite significant, and then you can see now it's coming down to that line. So the chances are that this, where it is right now, will probably bounce or break on this area of interest. Okay, it looks like it wants to push through, and again, if we were going to go into this trade, then if we make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see it, John. Okay, we'll do a short. Oh yeah, that's it. So where the price is right now, call it there. The first thing we need to know, where's the stop loss? Okay, stop loss wants to be above the trend line going up, and then you're looking for other areas of interest, so that's there. But yeah, 11 pips is a long way away, and then in order to get a 1 to 2 ratio for that, admittedly we could have got in a bit sooner, but I was yakking away. But that takes us past the pivot line. Okay, So for a 1-to-2 ratio, this isn't the best trade, okay? And to be safe, you kind of want your stop loss up there. So the ideal place to get in this trade would have been around here, okay? But we didn't get in the trade then. The price is there, okay? So what do we do? Okay? What would you do? Would you risk it and be the gambler, or would you say, for the purposes of this trade and getting a 1-to-2 ratio, this doesn't fit my criteria? Now risk to reward should be 1.98. Just pull it down a little bit, 2 point whatever. Okay. Yeah, so price potentially could come down, but this area of interest is now going to act as resistance. And the other thing you can tell as well is that this line coming down, the trend line that we put on, has also acted as resistance and support. Okay, so what we've got here between this blue area of interest and our trend line, we've got a falling wedge. Okay, so price could bounce around in this wedge, okay, before breaking up, okay, or before coming to the downside. So these are kind of things that you want to be looking at. And right now the price doesn't know what it wants to do. If you look at the WADR, if you look at the histogram, we've now gone from a dark red, which means strong, to the salmony pink red, okay, which is weak. The explosion line is coming still away from the dead zone, which is still, it's just all that's doing is a representation of what you can see. Let me take this off, of what price action's doing. Okay, so you've got a small candle there and a doji candle, okay, indecision. We can see it, okay, but then the additional confirmation is in the histogram, okay, because it's a salmony pink. Then we've got another little doji candle, okay, bouncing around on this area of interest. Price doesn't know what it wants to do, okay, and that's related with that candle there, that histogram there. So when you look at the indicators, do not trade from the indicators. The indicators telling me to get in, so I'm going to get in. Oh, it's gone the other way. Why has it gone the other way? Okay, the skill in trading is all about learning price action. And okay, price is going up. Why is it going up? Price went to that level there and stuck. Why did price go to there? Okay, and it's really understanding what's happening. Okay, it's like when you go out and buy a house. You go out and buy a house, and house prices go up and down all the time because of the market. Okay, when you understand why prices move, then you can get your house at the best time, and then you can buy your house at the best price. Okay, so look what's happening now. Price is going, oh, I own it. There's a line there. It's now resistance, so I'll come off, and then you're going to get some sort of reaction there. Okay, and based on the price action, then you make a decision whether to get in or not as a trader. Okay, so even now to the downside on this, from this area of interest, let me put my crosshairs back on, makes me feel more secure. So from this area, let's say where it is now, down to the pivot. Okay, we're looking at 19 pips, so we've got some nice movement. Okay, so should this want to go to the downside, we can maybe consider this as a trade, but right now it wants to go up and it's trying to break through. Okay, so it's like knocking on the door, let me through, and the little trend line's going, no, you're going to stay there. Okay, so price is telling me he wants to go up. So any line that you've got on your chart, price can either bounce or break, and this is why you want to reduce the amount of lines or superfluous lines that you don't need, because you'll get yourself confused. And this is what happens to a lot of new traders. They want additional confirmation, so they put more indicators on the chart, and then pretty much you don't know what you're looking at. Okay, so the more lines you've got on your chart, the more you say to yourself, yeah, but there's a line there and price has respected that line, so yeah, but it's like 2 millimeters away from your next line and 2 millimeters away from that line, you know. So the less you have on your chart, the easier it is. And I think right now, with this kind of situation, with this strategy, it's not bad. Okay, there's always room for improvement, but the more you do a certain strategy, the more you get used to it, and the more you understand the relationship of the pairs. So what have we got right now? We've got 4 seconds left on this chart. So there we go. So now this trend line that was given as resistance here and just broken through is now offering us support. But now what have we got? We've got resistance from this red trend line. So it's going to do the same thing. It's going to want to try and break through. Okay. Now we wouldn't consider a trade until price broke through, finished painting, created a new candle, and then went to the upside from there. So we'll wait. Okay, GBP, NZD. Similar kind of situation. So you can see how price went kind of crazy at the news, and then it kind of settled down a little bit. And now it looks like it's kind of settled down. Okay. So the fire is out, or the fire in the room has died down. Maybe it's safe enough to have a look, but you know, we're still cautious. We're always cautious, and we're looking at things from a distance, from a safe distance. All right, euro odd. We'll just take this off because we can't really see the chart from there. That's better. So yeah, price came up. This was the news. Didn't really do much. I mean, I suppose technically, could you have gotten a trade here? You could have, but I didn't like this fake out. It kind of gave me a bit of an uneasy feeling. And this is something else. When you start trading, it's a little bit like walking the streets at night. How do you feel? Do you feel safe? Yeah, I feel safe. Or do you feel a little bit weird? Okay, and you've got to ask yourself, or do you feel a bit uneasy? And you've got to ask yourself, why do you feel uneasy? And it's usually because your brain is telling you that you need to be cautious. So this made me feel uneasy. That's why I didn't get in it. Okay, and sometimes you can just do something as simple as say, how do you feel about this trade? How do you feel about the price movement? Okay, and if you go, oh, this looks a bit weird. Okay, can't really. This looks like a fake out from the banks, ready for this sort of manipulation. It didn't really happen, but by the same token, I didn't like it. So let's stay out of it. Let's stay out of it. Fine. And you don't want to be in a trade wishing you were out, rather than being sort of out of a trade wishing you got in. But there's always plenty of chances to get back in. Less chances to. I mean, the thing is, again, the first thing you're going to be looking at is account management. Can I protect my account with 1%? And if you do lose, okay, you're losing 1% of your account. So what? Okay, let's move on to the next one. You're not going to win every single trade. People that tell you that they win every single trade and you can't lose, they're just lying to you. So you've got to say there will be an element of loss, but you mitigate that loss and you manage that loss in the right way. And the first thing that we do is we look at stop losses, and you base you take profit based on your stop loss. First and foremost, protect your account. Now, we used to say with this strategy that it's 2 hours, 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. There were a lot of traders. Some traders with this strategy, they get everything set up and they walk away until 7 a.m. and they come back at 7 a.m. and then they trade. Some people don't do anything until 8. Okay. So again, you look at the charts and you set things up, and you trade based on your own experiences. Okay, and you trade based on what you know, and you get to know things when you trade, when you do it consistently. You know, it's like anything. You know, if you do things long enough, you'll start to identify patterns. Okay, that's what humans do. Okay, we identify patterns. Did you see that? It's like actors. Okay, I'm of a certain age where I'll see an actor and I'll spend the next duration of the film trying to find out what films he's been in previously. What was he in? Okay, it's because your brain wants to establish patterns of commonality and familiarity, and you want to allow your brain to do the same sort of thing when it comes to trading the markets. Okay, why does price significantly move at 2 a.m. every day? What's going on? Okay, let me find out what's going on. You know, and like this strategy was born out of that commonality. Okay, price moves, you know, around sort of 6 a.m. between 6 and 8. There's a lot of movement. Why? Okay, well, it's the open of the London session. Okay, and obviously the European session. And the more you trade, the more you'll see these patterns, and the better trader you'll become. So that was the news, wasn't it? So you can see how things have steadied off and a bit of a sideways rotation. So GBP NZD, GBP AUD, very similar situation, not pretty much carbon copy. In fact, there we go, pretty much the same. Euro NZD, it's not doing much. Right, okay, so I'm going to go and have another cup of coffee, and then after that, probably another coffee. So I hope you got some value from this morning. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button just below, and if you want to reach out to me, all my details are on here. So drop me a comment, let me know what you think, let me know your questions, and if there's anything that you want to see. What I do with these trading sessions, I just get on and I just verbalize my thoughts. So sometimes they make sense and sometimes they don't, but if there's something that you want to know, just let me know, drop me a comment and let me know, and I can do a training for you. Alright, so what I would do with this, just leave them open. If you've got yourself trading view, then what you can do, you can just go across and click on the save. That's gonna save all your lines and any notes that you've got. It will save it on there forever. If you haven't got trading view, then you can go to the description below, get yourself trading view, and you can get it for free to start with. It does limit yourself a little bit, and the one I've got, I think I've got trading view pro, like 12.50. If you use the link below, I'll get a little commission, a very tiny commission, but a commission nonetheless, and it just supports the channel for me to do more videos like this. So if you do that, then I appreciate that. Right, any questions, let me know, and we'll see you. I'll be back a little bit later, 1 o'clock this afternoon, for Crossfire with the next 4 pairs. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye for now.